Hello, everybody. Welcome to Terri TV. It's Monday and it is 4th of July week. Welcome, July 1st. 4th of July week. Ay, 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 ay. I couldn't believe it, but many of you have taken the week. This is amazing. I actually caught KTLA 5, which was my favorite news station. And KTLA 5 said the busiest travel day was going to be last Saturday, Friday and Saturday, actually. Those 2 days were going to be the busiest flying day for the 4th of July weekend. And I said, what? It's not even July yet. But yep, and many people are going away for the whole week. So at the top of the show, at the top of the Terri TV show, I am announcing I'm not here Friday. Okay. We're going to not broadcast on Friday because I want you all to go out and have a good time. Go to the beach, cook up some dogs, make some hamburgers. If you're vegetarian, you know what to do. I'm not, but I know you've got this covered, vegetarian, vegan. So do what you need to do to celebrate the 4th. Get the flag out, wave it around a lot. All that kind of stuff that you can do. The 4th is Thursday, but there are people that are going to celebrate it all the way through the week. So I will celebrate it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Woohoo! And I'm very excited about it. One of the reasons I'm very excited about doing that is that honestly, I haven't had a chance to do this. And so I'm looking to get back in my studio, do some painting and do some sculpting. I have an appearance coming up at the Hollywood, at the Marriott in Burbank. It's called the Hollywood Show. Don't know if you've ever been at one, but I've got one coming up. I'm going to be on a Ghostbusters panel because that's right. I was in the original movie, Ghostbusters. So it's going to be me, right now, me, Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, but I'm sure there'll be others. It's going to be a great panel. And I kind of think it's going to be Saturday, but I don't know anything more now. But I just want to give you a heads up. That's October. I will have more news on it as we get closer to October, but want to let you know. Meanwhile, countdown to Disneyland's birthday. Now, some of you may not be Disney people, but a lot of you are because I'm a Disney Imagineer. So, hey, gonna talk about Disneyland's birthday. Are you going? If you are, look for Terri's Tribe. We are all going to be celebrating. Many of us are going to be celebrating, and I tend to do it at the end of Main Street. So I'm usually somewhere at the end of Main Street, and it's not like you can't find me. So come out. A lot of Imagineers are there. A lot of times come to see me. A lot of Imagineers come. Let me say this a little better. Imagineers come to see me if they're in the area. Depends on how much Disney is doing. But if they're in the area, they usually come and celebrate the birthday, and they know where I usually hang out. So you guys can find me. End of, you walk all the way up Main Street, make a left, you'll find me, okay? Also, we will be there from rope drop, so you guys come and see us. I don't usually stay for fireworks, so I won't stay that late, but I will stay most of the light hours. I like to do that. And very, very exciting and fun. And everybody's, dressed to the nines. I'm not. I'm just comfortable. But it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be really, really fun. And what I say is, even if Disney last year, it was very little celebration on the part of Disneyland. And that's because these are sort of hammock years. So you've got your 65th, which is one pole or palm tree. And then you've got your 70th, which is another pole or palm tree, right? And those years that kind of sit in the hammock resting, Disney kind of decides how they're going to celebrate, if they're going to celebrate. They usually do a circle you can hold up and go, hey, happy 60, whatever, right? Depending on what year you're there. This year it's the 69th. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next year, they're going to celebrate the 70th in a big, big way, they tell me. But this one, they're not sure. So we'll be there. Last year for the 68th, a lot of people said that social media kind of was snarky about what Disney didn't do. And they enjoyed watching us and my channel and our postings because we were having a great time. We didn't need to say anything snarky because it was a great day. We had, we posed with the disc, many of my tribe, Terry's tribe, and you're saying Terry's tribe. If you're new to this or you're watching this after broadcasting, you might be saying, what is this tribe you're talking about? Let me enlighten you. Terry's tribe is is patreon.com. Let me just find my little thing here. It's interesting because my things seem to have, there it is. There it is. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin. That's my Patreon page. The group is called Terry's Tribe. We are a strong group of like-minded people that support each other, help each other, talk about issues I don't talk about on a public channel. We go deep dives and stuff. Sometimes it can be, you'll cry tears because maybe some of you have had a challenge. Some of you may want to learn how to do something you love. You may talk to me about someone you care about. Recently, one of the tribe members, Pat, said to me, listen, hold on a second. This light is a little bright. There we go. Pat said to me, I have a niece, great niece, that is looking to get into animation. Will you speak to her? And for my tribe, I do that all the time. Well, not all the time, but I will talk to kids because I think kids need to be inspired as much as possible. So I do that, and I did that, and she's amazing. This girl, she's 15, and I had a talk with her, and man, she just got busy. And this is what you love about people, good to great. A good student is going to sit there and go, yeah, but, and then they'll finally maybe get moving. But a great student just goes, listen, you could just see everything, the fireworks going off in her head. And she's already, some of the things I suggested to her, she's already deep diving into it because she really wants to do this. So very exciting. And I'm very proud and happy to do that. We have all kinds of fun there. $5 a month, get you in. You can try it for a month. And if you don't like it, you can leave and we won't say nasty things about you. This is not the group. The group is all about being supportive, good, open, kind, loving, and they are respectful of each other. So you don't talk over people. You don't get angry at people. I don't like it anywhere, honestly, guys, where two different opinions happen and you insult each other personally. We just don't do that. And I don't know why a person would do that. Even you're crazy at the beginning of what you're saying is an insult on their personal space, their personality, the human. So you just say, hey, I think that idea is a little off. Okay. Let me tell you why. This is what good debates are. All right. And so sometimes you can get a little hot, but we are really calm. I do a broadcast every Monday and every Friday, except for this Friday. I'm not doing a broadcast. But usually every Monday and every Friday, I do a broadcast with the tribe before I come and see you. And then I come and see you. And it's great. I also do a Zoom where I speak to them once a week, sometimes nighttime, sometimes day. I've been doing a couple of dailies right now. But it's great. It's a great place, and you get a lot for $5 a month. You may be asking, why $5 a month? Well, if you don't want to pay $5 a month, you are right where you need to be, here, because this doesn't cost you a thing. And I'm here every Monday and Friday as well. But if you want to put some skin in the game, that $5 a month, you want to put some skin in the game, you're going to take a deep dive into some of the things that I'm about, some of the things you're about. I'm getting ready to start some sculptures. My tribe looks at the sculptures and helps me with those. I have questions, and they're really good at saying, because you may have often heard me say that all Disney has to do is ask. Well, that's what I do. I ask. And my tribe is the group that I ask. They're my advisory committee. So it's great. It's really a great group of people. If you want to, you're a respectful person, you're an upbeat person, and you're a supportive person, your voice needs to be heard. Okay. And that's what I'm telling you about it. But the tribe gathered. Let me get back on the tribe. The tribe gathered on July 17th last year, and people just loved hearing what we posted. Many of us, because we were all positive. This is us. We didn't, and let me just point out, we weren't positive to be just positive. We were positive because we made our own fun. And I mean, isn't that what Disneyland is about? I've spoke with many fans of Disney, and they've said, "Hey, I can't afford to go into Disneyland, but I have my own fun at Downtown Disney, or I do my own fun at Knott's Berry Farm," because you may know, or you may not know, that a lot of Disney people that were no longer working at Disneyland migrated over to Knott's Berry Farm and are doing their performances there. And it's great to go over and see your old friends. Billy Hill and the Hillbillies. I don't know if that's what they call themselves at Knott's, but I know they were there. It was great to see them there when I popped over there. I haven't been in Knott's in a while, but a couple of years ago, I went there to see them because some friends of mine told me they were there. And things like that, so you make your own fun wherever you are. And that's Terri's tribe. We make our fun wherever we are. And it was a great, great time. We had a lot of fun, and we just visit and smile and share our Disney stories. And, you got it's like a hub. I stay there, the day, speaking with people like my dear friend Willie Ito, who says he's coming. And Willie and I will just sit and chatter, or he will tell stories, or I will tell stories. Or if another great person that you've always wanted to meet happens to wander in, and many do, it's exciting. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. So I invite you to come. One of our tribe members, who his name is Jim, he came to be at the party, and en route he got COVID. So he was just so close to the park. He was actually, looking at the castle from his room. I mean, ow, right? And we all felt for him. So the tribe started video recording the parade or anything special. Stephanie Fix, who's part of the tribe, she shot a great picture of the donut, which to me looked kind of creepy, but we got so many thank yous of where we could find, where you could find commemorative items for the birthday party. So, and there weren't a lot, but Stephanie, she's pretty good. And then Melissa Eiler, who is our great mouse detective, she can find anything. She also helped with that. But it's just everybody participated, and we were sending videos to Jim as if he were there, so that he could pretend he was there, because it was really a shame that he came all the way over from back east to be a part of the party, and then couldn't join us because he had contacted COVID. So we band together, and we just have so much fun. So I encourage you to count down to Disneyland's birthday. Disneyland's birthday is July 17th. That's a Wednesday. So Wednesday, it's going to be in the middle of your week. But of course, if you can do it, it's going to be joyful. Make your reservation now if you think you can do it, because that day fills up. So, but I'll see you there, and you can come and say hello and enjoy the party. You can know that if you walk around and you go, there's people that don't know, that work for Disney, and they don't know it's Disneyland's birthday. Just hang on, smile, and tell them what day it is. And then find us. Okay? It's going to be great fun. So let me see what y'all have to say. Crazy Mike is obviously back. Let's see what we've got here. He's saying, okay, let's just see what he's telling us today. 2 rooms on vacation. Joanna and Ben in a room, Mandy and Mom, Adam in the other room. Ben has his own bed, and me and Joanna share one on Tuesday. We're waiting to go, and Ben has his own bed, and me and Joanna on and on and on and on jumped, So what he's doing is he's sharing with you guys, and I'm sure you've seen it. He says, welcome back, Terri. I'm sure you've seen that crazy Mike kind of fills you in on what's happening with him while you're waiting for me to show up. And it's nice to have kind of someone who does that. So great to see you, Mike, and happy vacation. Diane says, happy 4th of July, everyone. And that's why we're saying happy 4th of July now, because I won't be able to do it on the day. So, I'll post here and there, right? But I won't be live. So this will give you the opportunity to relax. You guys go out to the beach or cook some dogs or whatever you want to do. If you have a friend with a pool, I have a neighbor across the street and a neighbor next door that has a pool. So if I'm pool hungry, I can just, please, hello, neighbor, and cool off in their pool. So if it's a pool party for you, if it's a barbecue for you, go out, be with your family and friends, because when it comes down to it, guys, this is the important factor of your life, is your wife, your kids, your family, however family is, or if you find yourself by yourself, your friends and family, your Disney family, your Lego family, whatever your family is, just know that it's the relationships you build that really are the most important. So, I just want to encourage you. Forgive me. Mike says a joke. We're going to Pat. Thanks for saying that about Aurora. She is an amazing young lady. Yes, Pat. This is Pat. She's from the tribe. Pat and I go way back. She was my FedEx driver for years, and she was great. Remember, I said, good drops the package where it's safe on your doorstep. Great is someone like Pat who recognized my car, would follow my car if she saw it, and hand me the package. And I don't care what it was. She always did that for me. If she had the time, she did it. She's been retired for a while now. And she joined the tribe, and then she reached out and she said, hey, I've got this grandniece and she's amazing, but she doesn't know. She wants to go this direction, doesn't know how to go this direction. Do you mind? And I said, yes, I'd be happy to. So it was really, really nice to do that. And Crazy Mike is sharing. I like when you share, Mike. In Philly at the Seaport Museum, I got a model of the Iowa battleship. When I do build it, I'm going to glue cotton at the end of the gun barrel and paint them black so it looks like they're I know exactly what you're saying. They're firing their guns, right? That's pretty cool. You also got, let's see, you got a powder horn, and it will look great when I hang it next to my Disney flintlock musket on the wall. How about that? Yeah? Wowee. Wowee, wowee, wowee. So I built, how did I get involved in this? I don't want to say it was my friend Joe, because I think it was prior to Joe. But I fell in love with the Titanic of Lego. I had not been built Lego for a while. And I somehow saw this Titanic sail across my screen. And I went, oh my God, must have it. And I remember my husband looking at me and saying, if you want that ship, you have to know where to put it. I said, I know exactly where I'm putting it. And my friend and colleague who I work with did me an iceberg. So my Titanic is hitting the iceberg, is the point I'm trying to make. So Joe, with the cotton and everything, it's really neat to sort of kind of have something that looks like it's an action frozen in time when you look at it. But building that Titanic was really joyful. It took me a while, but I absolutely loved it. And I used the box. This is how big it is. It's like over 4 feet long, and it's only like 9 or 10 inches wide. So it fits on top of one of my shelves in my office, and it is flippin' gorgeous. So I love, 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 love it big time. Oh gosh, I love it a lot. Love it lots. Love it a lot. But yes, really, really love it. And so as Mike has shared, that he loves to build models and stuff. This sounds, this is kind of my husband. My husband likes 2001, and he's got some of the ships from that, and he wants a place to build it. But the garage has been the Ark of the Covenant for so long. It's been the warehouse that he hasn't been able to do anything. So I'm so excited to get it ready for him. We won't be able to do it this summer. It's too hot, but neither one of us wants to be in the garage when it's hot. We'll work out an air conditioning system once it's up and running, but we're getting, we have made more progress than the long time. Last week was a great progress week. We got a lot done because I had to have things to shut and leave it alone for a few months as we go through one of the most aggressive heat waves in July that we've had in a while. The weather people are saying this is going to be bad. Be sure to hydrate. I will do that now. Oh, that is so good. I also have my very special tea here. I do voiceovers, and I am getting ready to get a bit out of it. I've done like occasional ones, like for Outrageous Pumpkins, which is a show I do on the Food Network, if you didn't know that. It's with pumpkin sculptors extraordinaire, and I'm a judge. So I'm constantly looking for remedies to take good care of my voice. And I'm also training in voiceovers all the time because I get once or twice a voiceover to do. I've done several in the past, quite a few in the past. I was the voice of San Diego for 3 years. Things like that, It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do voiceovers. I was very, most of my voices, because I'm a puppeteer, were happy voices like in here. You did all those character voices. You pinched your voice any kind of way you want to do, and then you did this kind of stuff, and that's what happened. There is no try. But I started getting hired several years back for my natural voice. And that was a really lovely surprise, Must see San Diego, see the world. And they just wanted Terri's voice, which is just cool. So this weekend I had a training in audiobook narration with my teacher. I have a really wonderful voice teacher named Mark. Mark is amazing. And he was coaching us on audiobook narration with the amazing Dan from Random House, and learned a lot about, I've not done audiobooks. I want to do my own. So I want to read mine into an audiobook. I have like this little book that I have that's going to be rewritten, but I'd like to make it an audiobook. And they not only teach you about audiobook narration and tell you it is the hardest voiceover you can do, and it pays the least. You do more work and it pays the least. But anyway, they tell you where you can go to practice and how you can do it. And I'm so excited to look into that as I'm semi-retired. So it sounds very exciting to delve into that. They gave you advice as to if you're a first-time person in audiobooks, which I would be, because most of the stuff I've done is cartoon characters or animation, or I did the show Dinosaurs, which is on Disney Plus now, and I did secondary characters there. So, classroom kids, little creatures, stuff like that. And I did that a lot. I would go into the recording studio and do it. And so a lot of that stuff, a lot of animation, a lot of puppet shows that if we had to go in and lay voice track, because a lot of times when you're doing a show like Dinosaurs, it's scratch track. And scratch track means you do the voices and then the voices come in and lay it over it. So we would go to the studio and do that. And we're often invited to do that. So I loved it. Did that a lot for Henson. So I've done that quite a bit. But in my retirement, I tell you, I really want to read my own book. And so I thought it would be nice to get some training from one of the best. And I did, and it was great. It was great. I learned a lot. And the nice thing when you're in a class and there were 8 people, see, here's what's cool about a class like that. 8 people. You can go 2 rounds in a period of a few hours. And so you get to read a story, and then you get to try another story. So you can kind of get a feel of what you like. And you don't always have to like it. This is one of the things that they taught us about doing this audiobook reading. But how you can like it, how you can enjoy it as well. And it was a great class. It was a super, super great class. Yeah. So, yep. Really great. Really, really great. So, Joe says, hey, all, just going to go downstairs and grab lunch real quick and come back. So don't go away. Maybe, Joe. Come on now. I'm kicking things off here. Happy 4th of July, everyone, says Pat, and happy 4th of July. Like I said, happy 4th of July. So whatever you're going to do, give yourself a day off. Okay. If you're a YouTube star, chill, baby, would be my advice. I'm not a YouTube star. Just look, my followership is not huge. I don't have like the $100,000 silver plaque, 100,000 followers silver plaque, or the gold that's like, I don't know, man. And I'm so happy. I have to tell you, sometimes you want those big numbers. Other times I kind of feel it's a lot of pressure on you, and you can burn out because you feel like you got to deliver when you have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. Not that I don't feel like I need to deliver to you, because this is what I like. Every single person that follows me right now is special, choice, good people that just want to hear what I have to say. And so that y'all hang around. And I think that's golden. I do a lot of public speaking from the stage. Yes, I do. And a lot of times they want me to talk about my Disney career or what it's like to deal with adversity, whatever, right? But some people don't have thousands of people for me to speak in front of. Okay. I can speak in front of thousands. I can speak in front of hundreds. You don't think I don't have a problem speaking, right? If you do, just watch more of my channel. Especially click on ones from the pandemic. During the pandemic, I would speak for 5-6 hours straight on a Friday, nonstop. Boy, did I need my tea then. But this is not the point. This is not to brag about them, but this is to point out, if you're someone who speaks in front of people, okay, I've often met other people who speak in front of people, whether it's a self-help book they're going to help you with, they're going to help you write a book, they're going to help you market better. You've seen these guys, right? Your Gary Vaynerchuk's, your Craig Duswalt, your these people who speak in front of, big numbers. And what'll happen is I'll go to an art store. I went to an art store in Canada just a few years back, and I'd like to go again. I haven't recently, simply because COVID has kind of put a cramp on things. But I want to get back to that because I had a great time. And she started by apologizing because she said she'd probably only have about 20, 30 people there. And 20, 30 people is great. I don't want you to worry about the size of the audience. Be happy for the people that you have there. I will speak in front of 6 people. I will usually call it a coffee talk, where rather than have, rows and rows of chairs that are empty and 6 people, I'll say, let's move the chairs to the wall. Let's put it in a circle and let's all get intimate, or let's all take off to a coffee house and have our talk over coffee. Okay. I don't mind if it's 6 or 6,000 is what I'm trying to tell you. Because let me tell you something. What if in those 6, you managed to have Bill Gates sitting there? Okay? Just ask yourself that. Only 6 people in the audience, but one of them is Bill Gates. You will then, this is the thing, you'll then wish that the other 5 were gone, so you could have a one-on-one with Bill Gates. In my case, Clint Eastwood. What if Clint Eastwood was in the audience? Of course, there's 6 people and one of them's Clint Eastwood, and I want to meet Clint Eastwood. So now I'm thinking I want to end this so I can have this conversation with Clint Eastwood, or at least ask Clint to meet me afterwards, because I have a couple things I want to say to him directly, right? My point is, you never know who's going to be in that audience. Everyone is special. Every person is special that's there. Don't lament about those who aren't there. Be present for those who are, because you never know, right? You never know. So this is the exciting thing about speaking in front of people. You never know who you're going to reach. And when you reach someone, it's electric. It's absolutely electric. So I highly encourage it. But the reason I have this channel is because not everybody can join the tribe. And my channel, I need to learn social media. I need to understand. I love to communicate with you guys. I love the new people I meet on YouTube. I love the people I meet on Facebook. A lot of people try to reach me through TikTok, but I got to tell you, I can't have the tree too full of fruit. Okay. I can't have a bunch of places that I've got to be present and talk on. So I love you if you're reaching out to me to TikTok, but I'm really not there. I mean, I'm there, but I'm not there. I go there occasionally, but I can't. I'm having trouble working TikTok. And you know why? Because it keeps trying to put music on things that I don't want music on. And I don't want to take time to learn it, because I'd rather be sculpting and painting. You follow? Or talking here with you, or talking with the tribe. So I'm good right now. Okay. I do have Instagram because I love to post some pictures to y'all. And I like learning about that. But those are it. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I think that's enough for a 67-year-old woman. It's my opinion. Okay, it's my opinion. I love peeking in on TikTok once in a while. Once in a while, you guys will send me something on TikTok and I'll take a look at it, and it is great. But I don't know when I will take the time. Let me say it that way. Let me own it. I don't know when I'll take the time to go do that. So I'm here. This is where I am. These are my two platforms. I like them. So you just go with what you like is what I'm trying to say. And I kept Happy Fourth up there because it's great. Okay. Okay, let's see. So Mike is talking about his Disney trip, and he made 4 pounds of beef jerky for the Philly trip and 3 pounds left over back in the freezer for the Disney trip. So there you go. Beef jerky. You think he likes it? Yeah. Okay, back, says Joe. Okay, so let's see. Crazy Mike. Let's see if this is like the tip for anyone lighting off fireworks: use masking tape, put a long strip on the fuse and light the tape end. Gives you more time to move away from the firework. I did that and I have all 12 fingers left. Isn't all 12. Isn't that great? That if you're going to do fireworks yourself, that sounds pretty sane to me. I'm not going to do it though. I'll tell you what's saner. Leave it to the professionals. Go watch someone else do it. That's a professional fireworks person. Then you won't set a fire if it's a dry area that you're in. Just no. Joe says, I was bragging about you in the Gen X Facebook group. Terry, somebody posted a photo from dinosaurs. And I said that a friend of mine was the puppeteer on Baby. Lots of people were commenting, not the mama. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. That is really sweet. Invite them over here and they can ask questions about dinosaurs. I'm actually thinking of bringing back the Ask Me Anything. I don't know if it'll be this summer. Okay. I don't know. I might pop one in, but maybe we can do an Ask Me Anything for this channel. On the Patreon page, they ask me often. Zoom is when we do a lot of those Q&A type things. They have lots of questions about lots of things. And that's one of the reasons it's good to, have some skin in the game when you're going to do something, which is why the tribe is so good. But here I used to do them every Friday. And I realized that was a bit much once the pandemic. I mean, for the pandemic, I had a lot of people joining me because many people were very, very concerned about their stability. Let me say it that way. Because Disneyland wasn't opened. Many people go there to connect with like-minded people and enjoy each other's company and everything. And of course, that's changed with the appointments and stuff, but there's still surrounding areas, like downtown Disney, which is really stepping it up. I really had a good time there during the May the 4th event. Not this year, I made my own. But last year we did a May the 4th event, and it was more fun outside of Disneyland than it was inside. I was surprised to see. So, you make your own fun when you are someone who is about whatever you are. You get with like-minded people. I mean, they do this with teams, right? Sports teams that they like, Lakers, Dodgers. I name those because my cousin loves the Lakers and the Dodgers. The Kings, that's Stephanie. She loves, not the Kings. She likes the Ducks. I like the Kings. She likes the Ducks. So, hockey, all kinds of things like that. So, but you get with people and you just chatter. We went to a very special breakfast yesterday, kind of a brunch yesterday, with a friend of ours who is in his 80s. And we love getting together with him whenever we can. And it was a group of us. And a friend of mine was talking about turning wood. Now, I have turned wood for years. I haven't done it recently, but I used to turn it all the time. And he was talking about turning a barrel about this big, okay, on a big lathe. And I said, were you alone? And he said, yes. And I said, oh my goodness, this is scaring me that you're alone. And he said, and he knew right away what I was saying, because he knew I turned wood because what I asked him. I was like, you got to have an exit plan when you're turning large pieces of wood like that. I used to turn these big bowls, and I would usually have someone with me, usually my instructor. Even though I knew how to turn the wood, I would have my instructor who knew about the exit plan should I need it. And one time I was turning this mahogany bowl, and we caught it with the tool, and he yells, clear. And even the dogs ran out of the building. And then he snuck back in and turned the lathe off. And the bowl, of course, is all going cattywampus, because they can fly off, shatter, and hurt you if you don't have proper protection or proper exit plan. So I told him, I said, you really got lucky. He did it during the pandemic. And I said, you really, you were poking the snake, dude. Don't do that, because you don't want to do it alone. You want to make sure you have if you are injured and you can't get up, you can push a button, some way to be able to contact someone to find you and take care of you, because wood spinning can be really bad if you hit something. I don't think he did it out of wood. I think he did it out of metal. So it was probably, but again, any anomaly, metal has a lot less anomalies than wood, but still has anomalies. So you don't want to hit that with your tool and then put yourself in danger and then not be able to have someone help you, So he knew exactly what I meant. So he was like, oh my goodness. So we were both like that. So, so there you go. Crazy Mike says, happy Independence Day to all. And he's traveling. He's been Philly and thinking about coming to Disneyland. It's very cool. Francisca says, good morning, everyone. Sending hugs to Bella and a speedy recovery. Now, Bella is part of our tribe, and we're wishing her a speedy recovery because she has got, she's in the hospital right now, and she's a tribe member, and we've gathered together to send her love and hugs and stuff like that. So that's what that is coming from. Joe says, I noticed you're never really on Instagram either. I've sent you several messages and rarely get a response or a reaction. Joe, sometimes I just don't have time to give a response or reaction, so forgive me. I'm also navigating Instagram. I put pictures up. I'm more of a poster than they say respond, but I don't always get to, because I have a very busy day. So the best way to reach me is message. And you know that because I answer you there. So that's probably the best way. Instagram is still one I'm trying to navigate and understand. I can't do a story. I don't know how. And I will eventually get there, but it's a lot. So Joe points out a really important thing. If you're someone, and I'm not saying, Joe, you are, But if you're someone who spends a lot of time on your phone or in social media, and you send me a message, plan on it not getting answered right away, because I just don't spend that much time there. I really don't. I try to check messages when I can, because I realize a lot of people reach out to me there. And I will, Joe, try to look more on Instagram and answer you guys there. It's not being a snob or nothing. It's just that I'm an artist and I work. So I like to get stuff done. As you saw, last week was a really productive week for me. So I want to keep those productive weeks happening. And I am from a group of people that are about talking one-on-one. This is a bit alien. Not bad with me. I've been doing it for years, 5 years. I just found out. Whew. But the point is that I like to sit in front of people and talk to them. That's the way I was raised. There were no computers when I was a kid. Okay, on the tribe today, well, not today, but in the tribe, when we were having a conversation, they pointed out I was 2 years younger than Disneyland. So no computers at the time, no phone that kept your whole life in it, no phone that was a camera, none of that. A phone was a murder weapon, or heavy enough to be a murder weapon. Wasn't necessarily always a murder weapon. I don't mean to imply that, but it was heavy enough it could be a murder weapon. If you don't believe me, dial M for Murder. Okay, check it out. It's a great movie. But the point is that nowadays that is not the case with the phone. And I'm just realizing as I sit here that I forgot my phone. This is what happens. My husband says if it was up to me, I'd never have my phone near me. So the times you can guarantee I'm going to respond are when I'm broadcasting, and you can shoot a messages, because in between, guys, I'm not doing a lot of that. And right now I am the administrator of my father's estate, so it's even less. So Joe, I apologize, but I'm not surprised. I'll get people that will message you, right? And then if you haven't answered it right away, they think you're angry with them, right? They say, "Oh, are you mad?" No, I'm just not on my phone. I know for some of you out there, this is a big surprise. How can you leave your phone for hours and not check it? Because I don't want to look at it. I don't want to be tethered to the phone or the computers for that matter. So it's something in the back of my head that sort of, my husband will say, "Did you remember your phone?" And I'll be like, "Oh man, I forgot my phone." And he finally, tagged it so he could find it for me if I can't find it. Because I'm off often. If I don't put it in a special place, I'm like, what happened to my phone? Like right now, I did not bring my phone out. So I was like, wow, life is nice and quiet right now. My phone isn't next to me. So I will turn it off on Sundays, like off on Sundays. And there are many people that say, "How can you do it?" Because that's the way I was raised. I was not raised to hold that phone to be grafted to my hand or my body in any way. So this isn't a judgment of you if you are. If you're that generation that's part of that phone, all I'm saying is try something for the holidays, put it down and see if you can see it through your own eyes as opposed to a phone lens or a camera lens, And if you want to take some camera pictures, great. But I don't want you to feel like this, you always have to be on, because that can be a strain. That can be a strain for you. And so 4th of July, few days there, I'm taking the time off. We're going to go see my husband's mom. We're going to go see my mom. It's going to be nice, and it's going to be really hot, which I'm not a hot person. I am not into heat at all. Not at all. I was born here, but I'm like, I like cold. So it's kind of funny. It's just kind of funny. Let's see. We're already in summer. I mean, like that, Joe. We're already in summer, right? Last week was pretty nice. I really enjoyed it. Breezes, comfort. Yes, it got warm, but this week they took the lid off the heater, and it's going to be blasting here in Southern California. We are like, uh-oh. I looked at the weather today, and the guy goes, it's gonna be hot. This is the coolest day of the week, and the 4th is gonna be hot. And I started looking at those weather numbers that they posted, and I was like, yikes. So he kept saying, hydrate, 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 don't take any of it for granted. Be sure and, watch out for yourself. And so I am. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Crazy Mike says, I build model rockets and launch a bunch on July 20th, never on the 4th. The rockets I launch can go over 1,000 feet and are flying models. July 20th is the landing of Apollo 11. Oh, so that's when you fly them. Well, that sounds fun. Yeah. Kelly says, have a wonderful 4th of July. We had a fun trip to Disneyland at the beginning of June. Sure would be fun to come back for the birthday. I leave fireworks to the professionals and sometimes just enjoy someone else's videos of fireworks from Disney parks. Yeah, it's that's me too. Like I said, I go up and see my husband's mom, and she has a great view of about 4 places you can look at fireworks. So you look over here and it goes, poo, 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 poo. You look over here, poo, 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 poo. And it's just like, wow, do I feel special? So I agree. I agree. I did go one time to Indiana to see my best friend, and her uncle did fireworks. He was like a professional firework person. Man, he did a good show, but they all are very careful about when, where, what. So you don't have fire started. One of the people that is in the tribe, one of the tribe members on my Patreon page, she is on alert because it's one of the worst days for fires to spring up. And we've had such lush vegetation because we've had a lot of rain here in California. So she's on alert. I've had several friends that do that. They patrol and look for fires beginning so that they can end them quickly. And it's amazing how many, because you got people that aren't really paying attention. And then sparklers. I had boxes of sparklers. I had 2-3 boxes of sparklers. Someone had given me who didn't realize that they're illegal where I live. So I had them there, and I was like, I can't really take them to, where do I take them? So one of the tribe people who is with the fire department said to me, bring them to me. So that's what I did. And I was so grateful, because you just, you don't, but I guess the sparklers that we used to do as kids can be very dangerous. I never thought they were. I really thought they were cool, but I don't see how they could be dangerous. But I guess anything can be dangerous if you don't, exercise caution. And as Mike said, he's got all 12 of his fingers. So he's got a couple of bonus ones there. So there you go. I agree with you, Kelly. I think it would be great just to let the professionals do it. Kelly also says, have you seen any of the drone shows in Paris Disneyland Park? Yes. Yes, I have. And they're gorgeous. I mean, enough that you want a drone, right? But here in California, we can't fly them. I mean, I think you can fly them up in Kern County. You might be able to fly them in Middle California. But down in the Southern California area, don't do it. You'll get in trouble. I guess the other day, someone got in trouble for shooting down an Amazon drone, because Amazon is starting to do drones, but I don't think that was in California. I think that was in Florida. But you never know. People are really protective of their privacy. And when a drone flies over their house, they can get very squirrely, as well they should in some cases. But this is one of the reasons that they're not allowed in my area, is the privacy issues that follow and some of the challenges. But I think this was in Florida. Amazon was doing like a delivery. They're talking about having drones deliver. And I guess this one wasn't so lucky. It got shut down. Ouch, So it's pretty cool. Mike says, how are you today? Mike always reaches out and says, how am I today? Doing great. I'm wearing my one of my Miyazaki shirts that you can't see. I like it because it's clouds. It's like cool clouds. So I'm kind of showing you cool clouds right now. So Crazy Mike says, Terry, there was computers in the 1950s using vacuum tubes and used the space program. Nothing like today. And they were the size of a house. Exactly, Mike. In fact, my favorite ride as a child was the flying saucers. And it took a giant room for Disney to have the computers to run those little flying saucers. But I love them. They were constantly breaking down. So you would be flying in your flying saucer. And then all of a sudden it'd go, and they'd say that you'd hear a pow, and then they'd go, because it was like riding on an air hockey puck. They were the best. That's my favorite ride. I actually have a sketch by Bob Gurr, who helped design that ride. And I keep begging Bob now that it could be a chip. Would they please put that ride back in the park? Please. That Luigi's tires in Grand California ain't cutting it. It was just awful. That was awful. That was not the flying saucers. I said, Bob, come on. That's not the flying saucers. Two people in the saucer, because you got to kind of work that hockey puck. You know, you go forward, you go back. It's like the Jetsons, you know? Remember the Jetsons? That's what it's like. So there were computers, and Mike is right, but they weren't personal computers. They were personally too big to be personal computers. They were huge, you know, and we just watched, I can't remember the movie we watched. It might have been Commando, which is one of my guilty pleasures, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando. And the cell phone was like, you know, you picked it up and it was like, you know, hello. You hung it up like this, you know. So it was not, you know, blip. So you know, and this is one of the things that sometimes you're so comfortable and you don't realize that those type of personal computers weren't around when I was a kid. And the first one I had was a Tandy, and I remember losing an entire day playing a game called Double Back and said, nope, no more, shut it off, and used it only for work and stuff. A lot more challenging. Now it's a lot easier. And I'm so grateful for things like this, where I can talk to people all over the world on a YouTube or a Zoom or my Patreon page or TikTok on occasion, pop in on Instagram, things like that. So my two number one places are Facebook and YouTube, and then Instagram as much as I can. Right now, a lot of things are not like as zealous in social media as it has been, because I've been handling a lot of family stuff. So I just keep it together as best I can, and I take it down to the core things, which is what I was discussing earlier. Mike says, how's your husband doing? Oh, you stepped it up, didn't you, Mike? He's doing great. He's retired. You say, how are you? He says, I'm retired. Did I mention I'm retired? You know, wow. What have you been doing? Oh, you know, sitting with my dog with a cup of coffee, watching grass grow. You know, when you work really, really hard and you are able to retire, though, you stop and smell the roses more. Or you just kind of sit on your porch and, you know, look around and enjoy the weather, or you get up early in the morning and watch the sunrise, and you go out and see the sunset, and you really appreciate the colors. You look out at the moon, or you get a telescope out and you look at one of the things is when there's a blood moon, my husband will bring out this amazing camera and we'll shoot the blood moon, and it's just beautiful. And we'll leave it up so our neighbors can come and look through the lens, because sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't, but he usually gets it pretty well. So it's just, you know, he's retired and he's doing really, really well. We're all really good. And Mike, thank you for asking. That's so sweet of you. Let's see. You will see in the comments that Mike is talking about in Philly driving a boat, which is pretty exciting. He says here, this one's kind of interesting. The prisons are using hunting birds like hawks to snatch drones out of the air, so stuff can't be smuggled into prison by drones. That's an interesting fact. You'll find that Mike has a lot of interesting facts as well. So I just sort of cull for the interesting facts. But you guys all have the comments, so you guys read. I cherry pick the comments. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm cherry picking the comments. Yes, I am. Joe says, oh, by the way, my Vintage Disney group continues to grow. Currently 4.5K members, Classic Disneyland, and Classic Disney Movies TV. So this is something that he does a group, Classic and Classic, as he said, Classic and Disney centric. I like to talk about classic movies, all kinds of classic movies. And yesterday I was at brunch, and I should have mentioned I wanted to talk to a filmmaker who was there. There was a filmmaker there who was present, and he told me about a couple first films he did, which I got to find. He said they're on YouTube, so I want to watch them. But anyway, I meant to mention to him Sisu because I love Sisu. I love graphic novels. Never was a real comic book person, but I adore graphic novels. And so when the graphic novels started to come out, I went crazy. But there's nothing like a graphic novel movie, a movie that is like a graphic novel. Some of you out there may be saying, some of you out there may know exactly what I'm saying. Others may go, what? But a graphic novel is like somebody gets hit by a bullet, and the blood goes, blah, and the guy goes, oh, in slow motion. Or you see the face, or someone hits the and it's like, oh, a tooth may go flying this way, and frame. I mean, it's amazing. It's just wild expressions, lots of color, often can be violent, but are so fun. So there's a movie called Sisu. My husband saw a preview of it before I did. He said, honey, you're going to love this movie. And I said, okay. And when I saw it, I loved this movie. I bought it right away because it is a graphic novel, live action graphic novel. It is gritty. It is just amazing. And I just love it. Now, it doesn't have a lot of words. I've found that I like films where they show you. Alfred Hitchcock used to say, when you're making a film, turn the sound off. And if it plays without sound, you got a winner on your hands. Now, maybe he was overstating, but it makes sense, right? If a person can tell what the story is without sound, sound is only going to be the cherry on the cake, and maybe a little music too, right? But there's a series called Primeval. It's on Max. I love it. It's just grunts and growls. Few words, but mostly grunts and growls. And it's brilliant. It's animated, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and it's animated. Yeah, it's really good. It's 2 seasons. I don't think it needs to go a third. I think in 2 seasons, it really wraps it up beautifully. And it's just a fun series that's not a lot of talking. It's grunts and growls and sounds. And it's really good. Really, really good. It's on Max. So I don't know I think originally it was on, did my husband say Swim maybe? But I'm not sure. It's just brilliant. And I own it and I love it. One of my friends who's an animator worked on Blue-Eyed Samurai. There's a lot more talking there, but it's still an excellent series. I really, really enjoyed it. And so I got to get over it. I got to get over and see him so he can sign it for me. But I like that series. But Sisu is a live action, so not animated. It's a live action graphic novel. And my husband and I looked at each other and said, mayhem, 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 like Deadpool, which is something I think I've talked about before, where when I first saw Deadpool, I didn't think I would like it. And then I listened to a man on KFI News Radio 640 named Mo Kelly. And Mo Kelly is really a great radio personality. I love listening to him. He has a lot to say. He's really, really good. Catch him in the evenings, but also I think he's on, I want to say he's also on Saturday and Sunday. He used to be Saturday and Sunday, but then they brought that he was so popular that he's during the week now. I think from, I want to say 4 to 6 maybe, but look him up, Mo Kelly. He's really, really good. And Mo Kelly, I was listening to him during the time of the first Deadpool, and he said it opens Valentine's Day because it's a Valentine's movie. And I was like, you're smoking something, Mo. But he went and saw it. He tends to go to a lot of first screenings of movies that he likes. And he came back and he said, listen, he said, Deadpool announces that most of the people in the theater are guys. Well, this was no surprise to me. But he said, ladies out there, I know you're going to look at me twice when I tell you it's a love story. But it's a love story, says Mo Kelly. And he says, I want to urge you to go see this movie. And if you don't like it, write to me and I'll pay for your ticket. Well, that was a lovely challenge. And so I agreed. I said, all right, Mo, not like I'm talking to him or anything, but I'm listening going, okay, Mo. And I tell my husband I want to go see Deadpool. And he looks at me like I'm crazy. But we went and saw this movie. And oh my gosh, I love this movie. I absolutely fell in love with the Deadpool movies. I can't wait for Deadpool and Wolverine to come out because I've loved the trailers. Every single trailer I've thought has been absolutely hilarious. So I love it, love it, love it. And I have to say to you that Mayhem is Deadpool. So if you like Deadpool, you're going to love Sisu. And even if you don't like Deadpool, there's less talking in Sisu. So give it a try. It is an amazing movie. SISU. I love this movie. My husband says I talk about it way too much because I really, really love it. So it's great. Terry's hubby is retired, all 4 tires plus the spare. Yes, I know, crazy Mike. He already did that, so I can't even laugh at that one because he already said that one. But nice try. I'm going to give you applause for that. My General Classic Movie Group could use a boost too. Retro Classic Moviegoers is the name. My page is Retro Classic Movies, Timeless Cinematic Experience. Yeah, retro movies. Retro movies are the movies I went to, right? So, they're, yeah. I mean, you've seen me point movies out. We talked about it the other day at this because we're watching. One of the filmmakers at the brunch said, "I teach at AFI." Yeah, he said, and he said, I showed the movie Alien, and half of the students at AFI said, "Whoa, that movie moves too slow." And we're both like, really? Wow. Whoa. Alien? Whoa. Well, maybe you should watch Aliens. But they might have thought the same thing. My husband told me the story of a very young man who wanted to see some older type films. So he suggested Lawrence of Arabia, which to me is one of my favorite films. Spartacus is another one. But 10 Commandments is my favorite. But the young man did his due diligence. He went home and he watched Lawrence of Arabia. And he came back to my husband and he went, oh my God, nothing happens in that movie. It's so slow. But you see, I'm one of those people that likes you to not have the camera moving all the time. Not have things darting at you like a video game. I don't like it. So that's because where I come from those movies. But there are current movies I really like. So season, yeah. And I think it's all about story, really. And I know you may think that a lot of us say story, but really, guys, story effects do not carry a movie. So the ones that like Joe is talking about, it's nice to have these things where you can have these discussions because of that. Over the weekend, I watched two 70s movies that hadn't seen before, both directed by Alan J. Pakula. Is that how you say? Starring Jane Fonda. Clute. Yeah, that's kind of a fun one. And Comes a Horseman. I enjoyed both quite a bit. It's kind of neat to look into those, right? Like I'm getting ready to watch Raising Arizona again, Joe. I remember bits of it. See, I was sitting next to my friend Cece, and she and I both share this ability to completely forget a movie except for little pearls. Sometimes we won't remember it at all. But we were watching Outer Limits yesterday on Family Day. We were watching Outer Limits, and I was getting nervous because there's this Outer Limits where Robert Duvall is changed into an alien, and he's got to infiltrate the alien ship to see what the aliens are up to. And I was worried for the aliens. I got really scared. I couldn't remember what the ending was. And my husband said, "You really don't remember the ending, do you?" And I said, "No, I'm worried for the aliens." And luckily, I didn't have to worry too much. But what my point is that you can see a movie, and if I haven't seen it several times, or if I hadn't seen it in a while, and Cece was right there next to me agreeing, it's like a whole new movie again. And so it's great to stay away from certain movies for a while and then go revisit them and go, "Oh my gosh, I remember this part, but I don't remember this part." We just watched Joe a couple weeks ago. We watched Barbarella, which I love. Speaking of Jane Fonda, love Barbarella. But there were sequences I had forgotten. And that is a movie I really love. So I always remember her tripping over her amazing tail costumes and several other things that I won't mention on a public channel. But it's really, really, really good. And I love it very much. And I told Jane Fonda one time, I was doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's a story for another time. But she came to the theater to see us, and I saw her, and we got to talk with her a little bit. And I said, "I love you in Barbarella." And she said, "I hate that movie." And I said, "You mustn't hate that movie because you were cast as the most beautiful woman in the universe, the most pure, beautiful woman in the universe. And who wouldn't love to be cast as that character?" And she smiled and she said, "Oh, I didn't really think of it like that." And I said, "Well, you should, because you were great in it." And she was great in it. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. Hey, Terry, have you been doing my exercises? Some. I don't know if they're your exercises, but I belong to AARP, as many older people do. And they showed me the one exercise I should do as an old person every single day. So I've started doing that one. That's the one I'm doing. So, that's the deal. Mike talks about parking a passenger van out there, and what are brothers for, walking her to that. So that's great. Guys, this has been great. Countdown to Disneyland starts today, July 1st, 16 days before the 17th. If you can make it, love to see you. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there, and I hope I see you there too. No broadcast on Friday. Do yourself a favor if you're one of these working on the phone all the time, or holding your phone all the time, or visiting with your friends, or posting all the time, or have not taken away from your eye in a while. Do yourself a favor and just chill. I think you deserve it. I think you deserve to relax and chill and try this, just enjoying the surroundings, because it is such, everything is just, can be so great. The colors are gorgeous right now, with that bright sun twinkling off of the greens and the golds and all of that. It's really, really lovely. Be careful because the air quality is going to get worse. Apparently high pressure is pushing the bad air down, so we're going to be in it. So please be careful. If you are exercising outside, do it early in the morning or later in the evening, I'm told. But there's also air conditioning in a treadmill or a cycle, which is what I like. So it's up to you. You do those early morning walks. Those are really fun. You get to see all kinds of beautiful dogs and puppies and people who walk with their animals. So So happy 4th of July. And Mike's going to wrap it up for us with see you on Monday. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. If you find that you're conflicted or you're feeling like you're going down the spiral of the dark place, guys, try to pick yourself up just long enough to call someone you haven't talked to in a while that you really would like to hear from, or go out and buy a cup of coffee for someone else, or just smile. When you're shopping, smile, and you just won't believe who you're going to connect with and how it's going to make you feel. It just radiates all over the body when you do something nice for someone else. So Joe says, everyone have a safe and pleasant 4th of July weekend. Add another every episode binge of Yellowstone, Paramount Network, starting Wednesday at 8. Yes, Mike and I are really into Yellowstone, so I'm sure you all too. Mike says, bye all. I'm going to say the same thing just like Mike. I love you guys, and bye.